Baby, I can't go anywhere. Shady. Why do I see the same intro 4 times over? Just preparing the white powder. That they're all for the money. YouTube is almost demoting itself to cookie cutter content. I actually hate that. Back it up, back it up, back it up, back it up. You have a wristband? You can't get in without a wristband. I love the green up against my like dark hair and then up against like my tan background. Like, it's giving neutral queen. So this is where I start talking. I was actually gonna film a whole series like after this, but I was like, wait, I could take this chance to talk about my makeup and to, you know, expose YouTube, because let's really get into it. Miley, what's good? Oh. I'm doing a light makeup routine. I'm doing my usual makeup routine, but my usual makeup routine is pretty light. A lot of it is just bronzer and concealer, and just to make me look a little bit more awake. Hair is on day number 4 or 5, which actually not too bad. You can kind of see it's still defined at the top, but it's obviously a lot frizzier and a lot bigger. This is me exposing YouTube. It's really time. Like, I have been wanting to make this video since like 2 days ago, so I'm getting on it before Prince steals my ideas. Okay, here are my current opinions on YouTube, the state of the YouTube algorithm right now, as I like also do my makeup. I'm starting off with no primer because I never do primer anymore, because having moisturized skin and primer, same difference. Going in with my LA Girl concealer. Now I usually use my Too Faced one, but this is like really thick and kind of hard to layer and also expensive, so I don't ever use this when I'm just sitting at home. So I always start with concealer. I'm gonna put a little bit on my hand here just to get all the extra liquid out, because this is like cheap concealer, so it's like doesn't blend until you like warm it up. And then I take whatever like remnants I have of it and I kind of put it underneath my eye, something like that. And then usually I'll take this chance to like find any dark marks or any red spots and kind of like spot correct. Okay, cool. So while that's kind of sitting, let's get into the main point. Not the main point, but let's talk about it. Let's talk about how YouTube has been getting a little too funny with them advertisements, because why am I getting like 3 30-second unskippable ads about something that has nothing to do with anything I have ever watched? I don't watch any gaming channels. I don't really watch that many Twitch streamers. I'm not really in that realm. And I'll get like gaming advertisements. I'll get like bra advertisements. I will get like kids stuff. I'm like, I don't even watch any of this stuff. Very odd. They're trying to break out into another demographic. Sorry, I actually think it's time to clean my makeup brushes. So I blend pretty much wherever I put it except for underneath my eyes. And I just kind of smooth it over. The best part about cheap concealers is that they're very buildable. So if you need a little bit more in certain areas, you definitely can get away with that. Like, I have some on my hand right now. Can't see it, but I'll like go here and like kind of smooth it over even more. I find that these advertisements are getting way too much, because why am I literally not able to like skip advertisements that don't pertain to me? I thought the algorithm was supposed to be giving me advertisements that will entice me, and now they're just making me mad. Like, how do I block YouTube? So what is it? Shady. Let's also talk about how YouTube is basically promoting itself to cookie cutter content. I think so many YouTubers I used to watch, they like used to make their own content, which they still do, and they make content pertaining to their niche, which I'm going to get into in a second. But I feel like YouTube doesn't promote their content, and because so many YouTubers now are using this as their avenue of like paying their rent, it's like you either go with what YouTube wants you to do or you're out of the loop, and that means you're out of a check. And baby, nobody want to be out of a check in this recession. Like, everybody's like, oh, we're leaning towards a recession. Baby, we are in a recession. Like, do you know you have 30 minutes? Do we know we have 30 minutes?
30, yes.
Okay. I think a lot of YouTube is almost demoting itself to cookie cutter content, because every like kind of video almost feels the same. And at least with TikTok, it like almost evolves because trends are so quick on there. But I feel like with YouTube, stuff doesn't evolve because it takes longer to get to a certain point when it comes to YouTube. And I also feel like with so many YouTubers now kind of using this as their main source of income, you know, you're in or you're out. And once the algorithm pushes you out, it's very hard to get back into that loop. So I feel like I can understand why so many creators are kind of leaning towards a certain style of content, but it doesn't make it fun for the viewer. Like, baby, why do I see the same intro 4 times over? Why do I see the same 3, you know, memes? Why do I see the same 3 ideas circling, and then in 3 months it'll have a different kind of thing, but it's still the same thing? Like, everybody's so creative. Oh, I didn't even tell y'all, I'm going in with my Ebony Fenty bronzer stick. I don't even like directly put it on my face anymore. I literally do this and like airbrush it. I find that it works a lot. I feel it works a lot better in terms of like giving me that like bronzer look without actually having the harsh lines. I tend to just take whatever's left on the brush and kind of highlight my chin a little bit. Also, I really like this like nude pink blush from e.l.f. I forgot what it's called. Suave Mauve. I usually go like right here before I blend out my concealer. We can also really get into how like niches don't really matter anymore. A lot of the times people are creating content to fit niches, because if you're interested in something and you're creating content, like, yeah, you're gonna create whatever content you're interested in. But niches don't really matter on YouTube anymore. And I've seen a lot of creators start out doing one thing and then later on don't even, like, you'll look at their content a few years back and they'll be like, okay, you can kind of see where their content is going. And then ultimately, let me just say this. Ultimately, YouTube does not reward you for staying in your niche. And I think that's a good and bad thing, because, you know, YouTube thrives on promoting the content you're more likely to see because they want to keep you on the app. But it doesn't change the fact that people can no longer stay in their niches if they want to make money, like, off of YouTube. I think if you really want to be a content creator, you gotta do it all. I feel like some of your content has to be lifestyle, some of your content has to be formatted, some of your content has to be sit down. And I'm kind of figuring that out now as a YouTuber, because I guess if you were to put my channel into a category, it's lifestyle. Oh, right, I'm like blending my concealer. Usually we'll throw on a little. But so many YouTubers don't get rewarded for staying in their niche. Basically what I'm saying. And that's not a bad thing. I think if you look at my channel, it's very lifestyle. Like, my brand is me and whatever I'm doing. But I've also done, like, if you look back on some of my old videos, I've done crochet videos, I've done creative vlogs and like planning. I did a Notion tour a few years back. I was doing skincare for a little bit. I was doing hair care like way before. Like, I was really into my hair like a few years back. So that's what I did. But I think having a good combination of all of those things to create a very solid channel. And I kind of like that YouTube is no longer promoting just straight niches, because when one niche is really oversaturated or really popular and that's all they're promoting, people tend to distance themselves from that. Like, if gaming was the really big niche right now, which I think it is. I think streaming is now the really big thing. Like, people like streamers because they can like subscribe to those things, and streamers do whatever they want. Not all those people like that. They don't really just do one thing. Like, they have a common theme, but they do everything and you see them everywhere, and it kind of works out that way. YouTube is slowly but surely starting to reward people for being weird, being different, being out of their niche. Don't stick to a niche. If you're starting a YouTube channel, don't stick to one thing. Post whatever you want, and then whatever sticks, kind of keep going in that direction. And if multiple things stick, do multiple things. And I think that's kind of where I'm going right now, because YouTube does not give me very clear indicators of what is my most popular content and what isn't. Like, if you're so worried about what your image looks like, put it in ChatGPT. Like, if you don't really know what your niche is, or what common niche is a better point you want to be in, put your channel in ChatGPT and ask them to give you like what they think your content looks like, and that will kind of help you or guide you to, you know, creating the content that you want to, but also creating content that YouTube will promote. But seriously, like, don't rely on ChatGPT too much. It lies to you, especially when it comes to content creation and all that stuff, because ultimately YouTube is not trying to promote robots, they're trying to promote human beings. So it's like, don't be weird. Also, I just blended my concealer and there's nothing on this powder puff. It just helps emulsify the concealer with the blush. I haven't even been using a powder puff. I usually just take my like translucent setting powder. Sorry, I'm like just preparing the white powder. I'm like putting it in like my most greasy spots, which is my cheek area and then my forehead. And this has actually helped me really control how much powder really goes into it, how like ashy it almost makes me look, but also mattifies and whatnot. I'm just gonna like let that sit. Ooh, I'm gonna let that sit for a little bit. I was gonna talk about also how like TikTokers can't break out into YouTube because TikTok is like a whole different platform, but I feel like that's another thing for another day. I don't know, do y'all want to hear me talk about that? Because I feel like mascara of choice, Essence. I also realized I didn't tell you guys anything about my brows, but that's because I almost never do them. They're really skinny. My mother attempted to wax my eyebrows from stories I've heard when I was younger, and then they just never grew back thicker than they actually are right now. I've had the same eyebrows my whole life, and it's only now that I started learning how to do them, but I almost don't like my eyebrows to be any thicker because like I already have very thin but defined features, and I think my eyebrows really accentuate that. That's another side plot, but let's really get into how YouTube kind of changed me. Like, I feel like that's an important part of being a YouTuber and kind of how my opinion on YouTube kind of inflicts or affects me. And I've actually found that being a YouTuber has really helped my confidence just within myself. And of course it has. I spend hours throughout the week talking to a camera and putting it on the internet for, I don't know, many people to judge me and judge me about how I look and how I speak and what I'm speaking about and my values. And it can be scary, and I feel like a lot of people when they are starting their YouTube channel are very scared to admit that it is scary to put yourself out there, because sure, if your friends see it, it's like, oh well, they're my friends, but then there's gonna be people who don't know I exist or who are not in my daily life that are gonna see my content and they're gonna be like, she's weird, or she's like ugly, or you know, she's not this or that. I've learned to not care because it's not that serious. I think being on camera and just having to edit myself like 4 to 6 hours every week, and hearing how I speak, how I hold myself, how I look half the time, the little weird quirks and itches I do throughout my takes, it's like, I didn't know I did that until you see it on camera. It's really helped build my relationship with God as well, because YouTube is a long game. I fear that I've definitely had moments where I want to quit, because like you do it for so long and you see nothing and you're like, oh, like maybe it's not really like my thing, or I'm not cut out for it. But I'm truly a believer of, if it's still calling out to you, that you need to continue to do it because it'll come back. And I mean, I'm still doing it because it still calls to me. Also, just reminding myself that I'm not in control and I give all that control to God. That's really been helpful for me. So I think this has really helped me stay connected to that. And despite everything I've said during my like whole ramble about how YouTube is fake, how YouTube is fake and how I'm basically exposing bronzer powder in deep dark and powder brush. Despite how I basically claim that YouTube is fake and that they're all for the money and that YouTubers are losing their personalities, I truly do think that there's a section of YouTube that if you curate for yourself, you will find the best YouTubers and the best faces and the best creators that are for you. Like, that's YouTube's whole point. And I think people tend to see what YouTube has become, like I am right now, but people don't curate their YouTube to be for them. If you spend a lot of time on YouTube, YouTube will know what to give to you. It's a give and take. So don't blame the algorithm only. I'm not blaming the algorithm at all. And I think if you're really scared to start that YouTube channel, start it anyway. If you're scared about the people who are going to judge you, remember that time will pass by you. Remember that the people who are judging you, they're going to pass by. They're going to do their own thing. And you're going to be stuck with the what if of, I could have blown up on YouTube, but I was too scared. Don't be lame. Well, actually, be lame. Don't not be lame. That doesn't make sense. Be lame in your own right. That's what I meant to say. Be champ, be lame, be weird, because ultimately the people who are for you are gonna come to you regardless. The people who are, the brands that you want are coming towards you, but you didn't put yourself out there and now they're gonna pass you. The people that hate on you, the people that don't like you, they're gonna watch you. They're gonna watch you to see you fail, and you're letting it happen. You can't let that happen. You know, be corny, because ultimately people are gonna judge you for being corny until you're making money off of being corny. Look at Canon. Be it. Become it. You are it. Once you are it, you just believe it. Just be it. Be lame. Be champ. Be whatever you want, and allow yourself to have good things. Don't be weird about it. I need lip liner. Hold on. I don't know when this became like a motivational talk. Now, this lip liner, I'm pretty sure I got from a beauty store or stole from my mom. So, lip liner. Oh my gosh. It's like peeling. I have a little lip liner here. It's kind of dark for me, I'm not gonna lie. But I'm gonna blend it out, see how it works. I am a proud representative of the small content creator YouTube channel. I've had a small channel for years, and yet I'm so happy that I get to curate what I want and have this small community where even the 20 people that come to see me every week upload my dumb little videos, they get to come and see me upload my dumb little videos, and I'm proud of that. I'm grateful for that. And to be grateful for anything little is grateful regardless. I don't have to be huge. I'm glad that I have what I have, and that's really helped put into perspective how much I really enjoy doing YouTube. Obviously, I want to see some growth, but growth is gonna come, you know, with time, with consistency, with dedication, with being authentic. And I'm such a proud believer of being authentic no matter what you do, even if it's not content creation. So, yeah. Oh, Summer Fridays. Okay, I'm gonna throw some earrings on so I'm not like bald. Because, you know, I was raised African. I feel that I always wear earrings, so I'm like put together or something like that. I don't know. I feel like that won't make it to a video, but you know me. I just love to yap. This is my cutesy little makeup look. Oh, you know what I totally forgot? Okay. This is my cutesy little makeup look. I swear I already gave y'all a makeup tutorial and I can't remember when I did. Is this deja vu? Baby, I can't go anywhere. I guess that's the end of this video and my little yap session. I don't know. I like this format. Like, I get to do stuff while I get to tell you guys about what I've learned. Like, it feels like a project. See y'all on the next one. Toodles.